Okay guys, we are stepping it up today. So we are going to solving equations part 3. Meaning I'm gonna go through 2 examples. Okay? So they're gonna be a little more complicated than just a 2-stepper. So let's look at something. So if I have 3n plus 9 plus 4n equals 2. So there's always the guess and check method, but what I noticed is a lot of you need a lot of help on solving it with algebra. And you need to start to get really good at proving algebraic steps when you're solving an equation. So if you have no idea, then you need to jump right in and start. Okay? And so I'm asking you in this problem, 2, here's what I'm asking you to do, is think. Okay? So give me a thinking face. So you're not watching TV, you're not multitasking, you are thinking while you are doing this. Alright, so the first step in this problem is when I look at this side of the equation, right away in my mathematician brain, I notice that it's not simplified. I see those n's and they're like terms. I can put those together. So to make the problem simpler, you'll want to simplify as much as possible before you start solving. So I would change this equation to look like 7n plus 9 equals 2. So all I did was simplify the left-hand side. So I haven't even started solving it yet. I've just simplified it. And now it looks like a problem that you're used to. So now I need to solve the equation using order of operations backwards. So addition and subtraction, I need that to go away first. So how are we going to get rid of the addition by 9? Well, we're going to do the inverse operation, the opposite operation, which is subtraction by 9. Since it's an equation, I have to do the same thing to both sides. So there's my first step, and I'm going to simplify now. So I've simplified from first step to second step. And now here I need to simplify again. So now I take note that these two cancel out. And that's the whole reason I did it, is so that now I am left with 7n. So I am left with 7n equals, I'm going to go back and see, I need to take 2 and subtract 9. 2, so that's 2 minus 9. Or you could think of it as 2 plus a negative 9. Either way. Either way, you will get a negative 7. Then from there, I have one final algebraic step to get n alone. Since we have multiplication by 7, I'm going to do the inverse operation, which is division by 7. And 7 divided by 7 is 1, which is what we want. 1n equals, and I have to do the same thing to both sides. So negative 7 divided by 7 is negative 1. So I ended up with an answer. And what I want you guys to start doing now is to actually, we got n to be negative 1. You guys asked me, am I right? Am I right? Did I do it right? Well, all you need to do is plug it in. Plug it in and see. And then you're like, oh my gosh, that seems like so much work. So what I say to you, keep calm and stop being afraid and just try it. Because when you do, you will look like this. Oh my God. Oh my gosh, it actually worked. No way! Or hopefully it did. So if I plug in negative 1 for n, I'm going to have 3 times negative 1 plus 9 plus 4 times negative 1. And I am checking if that's going to be 2. So this is me question marking it, saying, is it 2? So I'm hoping it is. So now I have to use my order of ops over here. I'm going to multiply first. I'm going to bring down the rest of the problem. And then if I add these together, what am I at? I'm at 6. Okay, so I'm at 6. And I have to take 6 plus negative 4. Is that equal to 2? Yes, sir, it is! And that's when you are like, oh my, yeah, I did it! And if it didn't turn out to be 2, that's where you go back and you do what? You keep calm and stop being afraid. Okay, how many did I tell you we were going to do? We're going to do 2. That's it. Okay, so how else could it look? The second problem we're doing, let's say we have a 5, parentheses, 2.9 plus y, parentheses, equals 8.3. Okay, so I have 5 times the quantity, 2.9 plus y, and that is equal to 8.3. All right, right off the bat, I see on the left-hand side, just like the other one, that I could simplify that first before I start solving. And what property could I make use of to simplify it? The distributive property. So I'm going to have to take that 5 and multiply it with 2.9, bring down that addition sign, and multiply that 5 with the y also. Okay, because the 5 is being multiplied by that entire quantity. Is it being multiplied by the 8.3 also? No, that's just over there sitting there waiting for you to solve. Okay, so now if I actually take 2.9 times 5, some of you need some work on just straight up multiplying. I have 145, but then I have one place after the decimal, so I move it over. So I am at 14.5. 14.5, which seems reasonable because 2.9 is about 3, and 5 times 3 is 15, and we got 14.5. Plus 5 times y, which is 5y. Now if I'm ever talking too fast for you, pause the video and replay it of what I say, because I do sometimes talk fast. Whew. Okay, here we go. All right, I see now that I only have 2 steps to solve this now, because I see I have addition, so I'm going to have to get rid of that, and then I have multiplication that I'll have to get rid of. Okay, so let's start in. So I'm going to rewrite this. 14.5 plus 5y equals 8.3. I need to get rid of the addition by 14.5. So I am going to subtract 14.5 to both sides. So now I simplify it. Well, here these are opposites, so those are going to go away, and I'm left with a positive 5y. So that was good. Now this side's a little more complicated for people. So I'm going to draw you a picture here. Again, number lining it. 8.3 means I go right. Minus 14.5. Okay, so that means I turn around. I'm subtracting. And it's bigger than 8.3, so it goes further over. Meaning, I'm going to land in the negatives. The arrows overlap, so all I need to do is subtract 14.5 and 8.3. And I am going to be at 6.2, correct, right? But remember, in our picture, it landed on the negative side. So I'm going to attach that negative to the 6.2. Again, replay that if you need it. So negative 6.2. Now I have one more step to figure this out. I have a multiplication by 5 that I need to get rid of, so that I have y alone. So I have 1y, and y is finally solved for. Whew. So I think about what I gotta do. I'm going to do the inverse operation multiplication, which is division. I divide by 5, not negative 5, because I want 5 divided by 5 to be 1y. And then over on the other side, I will get my solution. I have a negative divided by a positive, so I know my answer is going to be negative. And then off to the side, I take that 6.2 and divide it by 5. Bring up my decimal. Negative 1.24. And you'd be like, Miss Everly, but last time we checked it. Oh, you're right, we did. So, we need to go back to the original. 5 times 2.9 plus y equals 8.3. And what are we subbing in for that y? Well, what we just got. And what did we just get? Because I already forgot. Negative 1.24. And we're going to see, is that equal to 8.3? We're hoping so. And you are probably sitting there afraid of this. But you just got to do it. Order of ops, can we add these together now? Yes, we can. So on the number line, we're going 2.9. We're adding, so we think we go right, but then we're subtracting because it is a negative. So we need to subtract these numbers. And the answer will still be positive because it's in that positive realm. So I subtract, remembering to borrow. And I'm at 1.66. Uh-oh, I did not get 8.3, people. Oh, but you know what? I still have the multiplication by 5. So I'm crossing my fingers, hoping for the best. 0, 3, 30. This is intense. I am nervous. Oh my gosh, 830. Oh, but we have 2 decimal places. So I move it over 2. And I got 8.30. Is that the same thing as 8.3? Yes, it is. We are that good. Okay, I'll see you Monday for more practice.